Dear students of class 11, 12 and degree 3rd year, I am Shaila Parveen, Assistant Professor of English Department. Welcome you all to my class on right forms of verb. I have already taken 2 classes on this topic and today is the 3rd class on this topic. In my previous 2 lectures, I have discussed some rules of right forms of verb. Today, I am going to discuss some more rules on right forms of verb. So let us start. Rule number 21. When you have modal auxiliaries in a sentence like can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, ought to, have to, must, etc., then the base form of the verb is used in that sentence. You know what are modal auxiliaries, and when you will find the modal auxiliaries in the sentence, then you have to use the base form of the verb. Example, I may talk to him over the issue, and the answer is I may talk to you over the issue. Notice the same verb or the base form of the verb talk is used here in the answer. In the second sentence, he could finish the work easily, and the answer is he could finish the work easily. Notice here the modal auxiliary could is used, and after could we have to use the base form, so I have used finish in that sentence. Rule number 22. If an adjective is used as subject in a sentence and the article the is used before that adjective, then the subject becomes plural, so a plural verb is used after that subject. Because we have already known that when the subject is plural, then we have to use a plural verb. Example 1. The pious be always happy. The answer is the pious are always happy. Notice the word pious is an adjective, but when the article the is used before the word pious, it indicates that the people who are pious. So it has become a noun, and as it is a plural noun, so plural verb are is used here. The same thing happens in the next sentence. The brave be the gainer. Answer is the brave are the gainer. Rule number 23. If there are 2 verbs in a simple sentence, then sometimes ing will be added with the second verb, or sometimes the second verb will be transformed into past participle form, or sometimes 2 will be added before the second verb. Let's see the examples. Number 1. I saw the man work in the field. Notice there are 2 verbs here in the sentence. One is saw and another is work. According to the rules, I have added ing with the second verb work. So the answer is I saw the man working in the field. Number 2. I bought a pen made in Japan. Here there are 2 verbs here, bought and make. According to the rules, the second verb is transformed into past participle form. So the answer is I bought a pen made in Japan. Number 3. I don't want go there. Here there are 2 verbs also. One is want and another is go. According to the rules, 2 is added before the second verb go. So the answer is I don't want to go there. Rule number 24. If there are words or phrases like had better, would rather, would better, let, dare, need, etc. in a sentence, then only the base form of the verb will be used in that sentence. Remember to omit to before the verb if there is any, but to can be used after there in some cases. Let's see the examples. Number 1. You had better to leave the place right now. Here, according to the rules, as there is had better in the sentence, I have used only the base form of the verb to leave, that is leave. The answer is you had better leave the place right now. Number 2. They would rather to drink tea than coffee. The answer is they would rather drink tea than coffee. Rule number 25. If there is would that at the beginning of a sentence, which actually means the situation to be unreal, then could is used after the subject and then the base form of the verb is used. Example, number 1, would that I meet you again. The answer is would that I could meet you again. Notice, as there is would that in the beginning of the sentence, so I have used could after the subject I, and then I have used the base form of the verb meet. Number 2, would that we go outside now? Answer is would that we could go outside now. Rule number 26. In a sentence, if there are expressions like can or could not help, mind, would, without, feel like, with a view to, look forward to, get used to, committed to, prefer to, aim at, be accustomed to, etc., then ing is always used with the main verb. Example, I went there with a view to meet him. The answer is I went there with a view to meeting him. Notice there is the phrase with a view to, so I have used ing with the main verb meet. Number 2, here is his stupid words. I could not help laugh. Answer is hearing his stupid words, I could not help laughing. Here the same thing happened. Could not help, after the phrase could not help, I used ing after the verb laugh. Number 3, I think you would not mind to have a glass of water. Answer is I think you would not mind having a glass of water. In the same way, after the phrase would not mind, and ing is used after the main verb, so the answer is I would think you would not mind having a glass of water. Rule number 27. If there is phrases like it is time, it is high time, wish, fancy, etc. in a sentence, then the verb will always be in the past form. Students, this is a very important rule, and you often make mistake whenever you have to do sentences with these phrases. Let us see the example. Number 1, it is high time you take preparation for examination. Answer is it is high time you took preparation for examination. Notice the present form of the verb, that is used after the subject, but as it is high time, the phrase is used in the sentence, so you have to use the past form of the verb instead of the present form. So the answer is it is high time you took preparation for exam. Number 2, I fancy I turn a bit pale. Here in the same way as the word fancy is there, so the past form of the main verb is used, so the answer is I fancy I turned a bit pale. Rule number 28. In case of conditional sentences, if the if clause is in present indefinite tense, then the main clause will be in future indefinite tense. Example, if you waste your time, you will not get enough time for reading. Notice in the if clause, present indefinite tense is used, so according to the rules, we have to use future indefinite tense in the main clause. So the answer is if you waste your time, you will not get enough time for reading. Rule number 29. In case of conditional sentences, if the if clause is in past indefinite tense, then in the main clause, might, could, would, etc. will be used before the verb, and the verb must be in present form, because we know that after the modal auxiliaries we have to use the present form of the verb, and might, could, would, these are modal auxiliaries. Example, if I saw him there, I talked to him. Notice in the sentence the past form of the verb see, that is saw, is used here. So in the main clause we have to use would, could or might, then the present form of the verb. So the answer is if I saw him there, I would talk to him. Rule number 30. In conditional sentences, if the if clause is in past perfect tense, then in the main clause would have, could have, might have is used after the subject, and then the past participle form of the main verb is used. Example, if I had worked hard, I get the chance. Notice the if clause is in past perfect tense. So according to the rules, we have to use would have or might have, and then the past participle form of the main verb in the answer. So the answer is if I had worked hard, I would have got the chance. So dear student, that is all for today. Please go through the lecture and follow your book for the rules. This will help you to understand the rules better. Hope to meet you again with some more rules of right forms of verb. Thank you for listening my lecture.